Hey, what's happening guys? Temp back again with another video. Just did a quick unboxing of Breena the Demagogue in a previous video. Latest C21 Commander Precon, 1 of 5. This one is in black and white colors. Silver Quill is what they're calling it. Geared towards more political style of gameplay, which is not super popular among a lot of players, but interesting. So I thought I'd pick it up and then do a few swaps to see if we can make it a little bit more in tune with a political style gameplay. So looking at this, I've loaded the deck into Archidect, and I will just do a few swaps and then a few recommendations. It's going to be a $30 budget, not CEDH level, but something to have a little fun with. So having a look at the lands, they look pretty good. 40 is quite a lot. So we could probably trim down a few lands here, make some space for other cards. One card that I don't really like is Temple of the False Gods, because this one can be good if you're more than five or more, but when you get this early game, it's just something that I just wish I didn't pull. So I hate it more than I love it, and I'm going to take it out, cut it out. Leaves us with 39 lands. Probably take out another planes. 38 is good. I mean, that's still quite a lot. But, we're not doing this to be tuned too high. So we'll just take out 2 lands. 38 is a good sweet spot to stay in. In terms of the sorceries, I like Tragic Arrogance because it's something that you can be a little bit political, choosing what stays, what goes. Secret Rendezvous, haven't tried this card out yet. Want to put it in here first just to see that if it's something good that can be used for political means. But you are going to get your opponent to draw 3 cards. That's quite a lot. If in a pinch, if the tables are probably not in your favor with the opponent, then it's okay. You can find answers, dig for answers. So let's see how this card plays out. Promise of Loyalty, I'll keep that in there. Infernal Offering, yeah, political card. Incarnation Technique, milling and then getting something from your graveyard back to the battlefield, and you can get an opponent to do the same with Demonstrate, so I'll leave that there. Ambition's Cost, draw 3, lose 3, not the best, but it's okay. Probably next, let's get out Gideon, Champion of Justice. Doesn't really do much to the overall theme of the deck, so we're cutting that guy out. Instance, yeah, other end, it's a bit slow for 4 mana. It's okay. I'll probably take out Stinging Study. So this one, 5 mana. You draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the mana value of your commander. Breena's only 3, so you're paying 5 for 3. Not really a good rate. So we can probably cut that out. And then Oblation, Ink Shield, and Fracture, we can leave that there. In terms of the artifacts, a lot of them are actually quite funny because you can use them as political cards, some incentives to give mana to your opponents. So I'm going to leave that there just for fun. The one that I'll probably take out here is Coveted Jewel. 6 mana to draw 3 cards when it enters the battlefield and then add 3 mana. But then if someone hits you and it isn't blocked, then they gain control of it. And they also get to tap for 3 mana. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Bit too slow, but also it gives your opponents quite a lot of upside as well. So let's just take that out. Leaving Bloodthirsty Blade and Arcane Signet. Okay. Creatures. Probably the first thing I'll yank out is Zetalpa. This one is it's a big boy. And yeah, it doesn't really do much to the political theme. 8 to cast, 4/8 flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. We could probably get something better for that rate. Next, we'll just chuck out Tesa, Envoy of Ghosts. Also, not something that is fitting the strategy. Vigilance, protection from creature, and then when a creature deals combat damage, you destroy a creature, you get a 1/1 white black spirit token. 7 mana. Not really loving it too much. Have a quick look here. Haunted Lamasu, 4-drop, 5/5 flying. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates a 4/4 black horror creature token. Yeah, I'm not loving this. I'll probably slot in another card for 4 mana. That would probably be a lot better. But this card, yeah, this has got to go. And let's have a look. Probably the Deathbringer Regent. Let's just get this guy out. It's a 7-drop flying dragon, 5/6. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, and if there are 5 or more other creatures in the battlefield, destroy other creatures. Not something really that this deck wants to do, so we can swap that guy out. And then finally, in the enchantments, there's actually quite a lot that I don't like here. I'm not a fan of the vows, so they get chucked and cut straight away. Soul Snares 1 mana. You can sack it to exile a creature that's attacking you. Yeah, we can do without that. The Impetus as well, Parasitic and Martial. We can cut that out. Not really a fan of those cards. And then, let's see, Vow of Duty, we've taken that out. Probably the Debtor's Knell. It's a 7-drop. It's good. I mean, at the beginning of your upkeep, you can put target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control. But this is a slow deck. It's not something that ramps out really quickly, and I don't think there's much creatures that I would want to sort of get out. There's actually a lot of cards that do this in the deck, so we can cut this one out. And that's 14 cards. Yeah, so let's work with that, and then I'll see if we can look at other options in place of these 14 cards that we swapped out. So I've chosen a Benevolent Offering. This is a 4 mana, 3 generic, 1 white, instant. Choose an opponent. You and that player each put 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens in flying to the battlefield. And you choose an opponent, gain 2 life for each creature you control, and that player gains 2 life for each creature he or she controls. So it can be a good political card. Say, for example, your opponent was about to die. Then you say, hey, you know, I'm going to hook you up with 3 spirits so you can block and then gain life on top of that. So a good way to build an ally. Next, probably Council's Judgment would be a good one. It's a good removal for 3 mana. It's a sorcery. White, generic. Sorry, that's 1 white, generic. No, sorry, I'm saying that opposite way. It's 1 generic, white. And it's got the will of the council. So starting with you, each player votes for non-land permanent you don't control. Exile each permanent with the most votes or tied with the most votes. So nothing's really going to hit you. It's going to be just other people's stuff. And so, yeah, just get those votes in. You could probably get more than 1 out if they're tied. So that's pretty sweet. Dawnbreak Reclaimer. This is a creature, 4 generic, white, angel 5/5 with flying. At the beginning of your end step, choose a creature card in an opponent's graveyard, and that player chooses a creature card in your graveyard. You may return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. So yeah, if you're scheming towards another opponent and you want to sort of gang up, but you've got some good stuff in the yard, this will be a good angel to come in. So you get a 5/5 flyer, but also making a deal with someone. You get a good creature from your yard, they get a creature from their yard, and then you can use those creatures to attack the other opponent. Also, it's 73 cents, so that's not so bad. Regna's Sanction. So it's a 3 generic, 1 white sorcery. For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend puts a 1/1 counter on each creature they control. Each foe chooses 1 untapped creature they control and taps the rest. I mean, imagine doing this if you're 4 in the table, and then you cast this, make the 2 people after you become your friends, give them a 1/1 counter. The guy before you, make him a foe, and he basically taps out apart from 1 creature, and that really will wreck him if everyone attacks him, and he's got no blockers. So if you want to get someone out, this is actually quite a good spell to play. Next, we have Temp with Immortality, 4 generic, 1 black sorcery. It's got Tempting Offer. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each opponent may return a creature card from his or her graveyard to the battlefield. And for each player who does, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So again, it's returning creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. If they do it, then you get more. So, you know, it's a little bit of upside for you. It really depends what they have in their yard, though. So it'll be an interesting card to play. Next, we have Virtuos's Maneuver. So it's a 2 generic, 1 black sorcery for each player. Choose friend or foe. Each friend returns a creature card from their graveyard to their hand. Each foe sacrifices a creature they control. So same theme with the other cards. It's just, you know, getting people allied up with you to take out another person, getting some creatures from the yard, and then making deals to attack the other opponent. And then let's move into mechanic that I think would fit quite nicely here. It's really the Monarch mechanic, and these courts, Court of Grace, is a good card to put in. It's 4 mana, 2 generic white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch, and at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. If you are the Monarch, though, you get a 4/4 white angel token with flying instead. It's about $3 for the regular version. If you get the borderless, probably about close to $5.50 dollars. Not super expensive, but also a really good overall card because Monarch gets people to attack, and it makes for better gameplay. So I really like these court cards. Next up, because we're doing black, it's also the Court of Ambition. This one, it's either they lose 3 life, discard a card, or if you're the Monarch, they lose 6 life unless they discard 2 cards. But yeah, getting more Monarch cards in Breena's deck will be good, just to get that attacks in and a little bit of politicking going around the table. Even more Monarch cards, I found the Custody Lich, 3 generic black. It's a zombie cleric. It's a 4/2, and when he enters the battlefield, becomes the Monarch. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to become the Monarch once you unleash that Monarch into the game. When you become the Monarch, target player sacrifices a creature. So it's pretty good to have. Archon of Coronation. Love this card. It's a 6-drop, 4 generic white, 5/5 flying Archon. ETB, you become the Monarch, but as long as you're the Monarch, damage doesn't cause you to lose life. So you'll be fine. You get attacked. Okay, they take the Monarch, but you don't take the damage. You can then attack later on with your flyers, get it back. And having this guy out is actually good because you don't take damage as long as you're the Monarch. So it's not really that bad if you lose the Monarchy. So quite a good card, and it's actually only close to $3 only. Next, we have Protector of the Crown, 6-drop, quite high, 5 generic, 1 white, 2/5 giant soldier. ETB, you become the Monarch. All damage that would be dealt to you, this is dealt to this guy instead. So again, if someone's doing an alpha strike, and it's pointing everything at you, just take it. Everything gets put to this guy. The good thing with some of the cards here is that you can then reanimate it from your graveyard with some of the other spells that we have. So it's something that will also help protect you from massive attacks. Again, it's also Monarch related, so I quite like that. A few other cards left. I think we have 3 more. Next would be Scheming Symmetry. Great 1-drop shooter card. You and another player will then search your library for a card, shuffle it, put it on top of it. So quite a good symmetrical shooter. But at the same time, you gain an ally for 1 black mana. And then you have the Wishclaw Talisman, another shooter. It's an artifact. Enters the battlefield with 3 wish counters on it. Pay 1, tap it, remove a wish counter, and you can search your library, put that card in your hand, shuffle, and then your opponent gains control of it. He makes a wish. When it's done, gets back to you, assuming that he does bring it back to you. But when you make a deal, hopefully they honor it, and you're just finding answers for things that stronger opponents in the table that will help you try to get them removed. So yeah, good ally card here. And then the last card I would recommend probably be putting an alternate win con, simply because this is not a strong overpowered deck, and so you kind of need to have alternate win cons. And really, Approach of the Second Sun, it's a quite an unassuming win con. I mean, there's quite a lot of hoops you need to jump. It's a 7 mana first to cast it, a sorcery, and then you need to cast it twice before you win the game. So it's just something that you can win a game from it. I wouldn't bank or put all your eggs in the basket, as this is like a sure win con. But if it happens, it happens. Great, but it's just nice to have an alternate win con in a deck that is not really such a high power level. So yeah, so those are my recommendations to upgrade Breena, $30, and we slotted these guys out, put those guys in. Let me know what you think. If you've got some good political cards that you use that I might not have put up here, let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have in your political decks, and see if we can further improve this politics deck with Breena the Demagogue. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in the next video.